Hey guys, I'm back, and this is GT Sport again, which is something that you've been seeing quite a bit recently. I've been doing quite a few races and such in this game, and this is another sport mode race, as you can probably see from the title, but in case you can't. And this one's at Laguna Seca, which is a track that I really enjoy. The car that we're using here is the Honda Fit Hybrid 14, which honestly, I didn't expect much from. I kind of just thought when I saw the one make challenge, I thought that this was going to be a sort of trash race. And admittedly, this is not some kind of race where you go very fast or you have crazy amounts of downforce. But I actually had a decent bit of fun. And I did a couple of these races. I caught it at the very back end. So I think that they change the daily races on Mondays now, if I'm not mistaken. And I didn't even know that this one was happening until Sunday. That was the first day that I played, and I've now played for a couple days in a row here. But Sunday was when I first sort of picked this up, and I put not a very good qualifying lap down, but I did put a qualifying lap down just so I would have a time, and jumped into the races. And a couple of them were okay. This was probably the best one, I figured, so I figured it would be a good one to show. So you see, I've competed pretty well up to this point, and then I send it a little bit, and I'm very quickly in last place. So I'm P11 after starting P7, P8, something like that. So you could say that this was not a very good start whatsoever. So I have my work cut out for me here to try to make up some places here and turn this into a decent result. But as I mentioned, this is not some sort of super rapid car or anything. So I'm probably going to have to just try to be slow and steady to win the race. Don't know how that guy went way off to the left there, but he did. Thanks for the spot. He's in the mud. And we're catching up to these guys in front. You see that this guy's got a penalty, so hopefully I can gain some time there. See that nice sunset view there, which is very cool. And you see a guy go off the track there. The other one's sort of battling a little bit. And I'm hopeful that I can maybe get a good exit here and take a spot from these guys. But instead, I actually sort of weave it right between these guys and just had a nice little split the uprights type thing there. And I thought that was a pretty cool pass. It sort of opened up for me a little bit between the two cars, and I was smart enough or dumb enough, depending on how you look at it, to try to fit my car in that gap, and it worked. So that was pretty cool. It was a fun pass to make. You do see when I'm making these turns, this car has essentially no downforce, which you would expect. Top speed is something like 70 miles per hour, it seems like, on the track. This is not a car that you are going to get the typical racing experience in. But honestly, I think that that's part of what makes GT Sport really fun. And I assume GT7 will be the same way when it comes out. You get the opportunity to drive these cars that maybe you wouldn't expect to drive, cars that you wouldn't really ever choose to drive, I don't think, if not for campaign mode making you, or the sport mode races making you, or maybe even some of the GT League races making you. I remember Super GT did a video a couple weeks back, it feels like, where he was racing some sort of truck. I can't remember what make it was. Ford maybe a Ford Raptor type truck. And he was racing those at, I can't remember the track, but that's the kind of thing that you probably wouldn't choose to do. You're not going to say, oh, I would really like to race the Ford Raptor and go out and do it. But this is a game where they have some of those cars, and so it gives you an opportunity to sort of race that stuff. And I feel much the same about the Honda Fit Hybrid here. I never would have chosen this car as something I wanted to race, but after I saw the race and started doing it, it was actually kind of cool, and it was kind of fun to race. Sort of, if you're in a car this slow, then it sort of opens up a different side to racing, almost, I would say. Because I think, me personally, I do most of my racing on F1. Those cars obviously are very fast. They have a ton of downforce, and you don't want to touch another car on the track. It could be disastrous for you. The flip side of racing is or the polar opposite of racing, I should say, is a car like this where they go slow, they have no downforce, you can obviously make contact, and it's just a completely different style of racing. And I don't know if the physics on this are realistic. I've never raced a Honda hybrid or a Honda Fit hybrid, so it's difficult for me to say if this is truly what it feels like to drive these cars. But you saw the car in front of me bounce a little bit there. But driving these cars in game, it feels like you're driving a big brick. Just you have this big brick just rolling around on the track. I got a nice little turn entry there. Gonna pass Big Ginge, hopefully. Got a good run at it, and yes, I do it. But I've been playing GT Sport quite a bit these last couple days. With GT7 coming out pretty soon, it's sort of got me excited again about this game and excited to play it. And I don't know if you watch my most recent video where I did a lap on the Nürburgring, the Nordschleife, I should say, you'll know that I sort of mentioned maybe I want to get the platinum. I don't know if I actually want to get the platinum. You see Big Ginge make a mistake there after passing me, and I go a little deep here, make a mistake also, but this car basically just stops because it wasn't going very fast to begin with. But I certainly have my work cut out for me here on the last lap. We will be going into this at P6, which is an improvement from P11 where we started, but I sort of felt like I just gave away that spot to Big Ginge there, so that was unfortunate. But I'm hopeful that I can have a clean lap here and maybe regain that position if at all possible. So I'm going to do my best. But like I was saying, I think maybe I might like to get the platinum. I just don't know if it's going to be doable. The most insurmountable obstacle I would say is the plethora of sport mode trophies. The Poles Trophy, the Wins Trophy, and the Races Trophy. The Races Trophy, you have to do 322 sport mode races, which is that's the most doable of the trophies because that's just a matter of getting on and doing it. But I've got something like 80 right now. So also, I don't know how I didn't clip him when I was going past there. I guess I wasn't thinking about the fact that I was on the right side of the car, but I really just kind of slid past him, and I felt like I was invisible almost. I felt like I was a ghost, I should say, but it worked out, I guess. So the 322 Races Trophy is not crazy. There's a 68 Poles Trophy, which is arguably harder than the Wins Trophy because not only do you have to race well, you have to get really good qualifying times so that you can start on pole for the sport mode races. And I feel like I've done okay with that. I think I'm at 5 poles right now. It's just a matter of putting down really good time trial laps and doing it. And then the last one is trophy for 91 wins, I think it is. And I've got 3 wins thus far. So 88 wins, 63 poles, and 270 races, which I think they're all doable, but maybe I started 4 years too late. So maybe I won't do them. I don't know. But on that last lap, you saw me overtake Big Ginge and get up to 4th after a guy rage quit or something. I don't know. But managed P4 after being at P11 at one point in the race. So I love it. And the most surprising thing here is I got a clean race out of that, which I don't know how because I made contact with some guys.